There's been a brand new UFO sighting over Langley Air Force Base, and interestingly, this has been touted as mysterious drones, and Vetted has also just uploaded a brand new video around the similar time of this, whole thing going over. It's pretty wild. So we're going to take a look at the video from News Nation to begin with, because they kind of give us some interesting details about the entire Langley Air Force Base incident. And then we get into Vetted's video, because Vetted's video as well is very, very interesting. And it's basically only he's got this footage. So let's have a look at this first.
New details are now emerging about mysterious drone activity over U.S. military airspace. Air Force officials confirmed several unmanned drones flew over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia last December. It's been brought up at a number of congressional hearings and even reached President Biden. The Pentagon is still not saying what officials think these things really are. Correspondent Joe Khalil is live for us at the Capitol. So, Joe, what are lawmakers telling you?
This will be interesting.
Well, this is what we know. We are learning more now about this fleet of objects that flew over Langley Air Force Base. Now, to be very clear, we still don't know exactly what they were. And if the Pentagon knows what they are, they certainly have not released that information publicly. But we do have...
Now, obviously, the Pentagon are very weird like this, right? They'll say that they know exactly what it is and that it's nothing to worry about, yet classify and hold back and withhold information about this. I mean, the fact that there are mysterious drones flying over an Air Force base, not just like, a civilian area, not just a residential area with homes and houses, an Air Force base, it's like, that's concern enough. And that's enough to get the American public concerned about, like, their airspace, right? Especially over an Air Force base. That should be restricted airspace, tight as, anything. But the Pentagon are like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We know exactly what that is. We're not going to tell you, though. But we know exactly what it is, so just rest easy. No, that's not enough.
Some more information now, and a lot of this is being reported out. There was a Wall Street Journal report that says that AARO, which is the division within the Pentagon that investigates UAPs or UFOs or anomalous phenomena, things that we can't really explain. AARO was involved directly in this investigation right alongside the FBI to try to figure out what these things were, which means that the Pentagon at least had some consideration that this might be something we couldn't explain with the knowledge that we have. Let's take a step back here. All this happened back in December of 2023. These things, whatever they are, were flying and hovering over Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. It's housing one of the DoD's largest and most important military infrastructure and some of our most advanced fighter jets there. What you're watching right now is exclusive video of these things that a person came forward to News Nation and gave us. This is a witness who lives in the area nearby, and he described seeing these drones he estimated to be about the size of cars. Now, that is actually also corroborated in some of the new reporting. Pentagon officials, military officials, generals that have seen these things in person now say in the Wall Street Journal report that these things were about 20 feet long, that they were about 100 miles an hour going that speed or faster at an elevation of 3,000 to 4,000 feet altitude, and again, hovering at times over our very important Air Force Base. Now, we stress, again, we don't know what these lights are that you are seeing. The Pentagon has not clarified. But one reason that there's speculation that they may not be an adversary like China or Russia trying to spy is because they're right there out in the open. There seems to be no effort to be low-key or try to hide this, which is what you might expect when one government tries to spy on another government. So take a listen to what Ryan Graves, who's a former Air Force pilot, told News Nation. He's also now an advocate for other military pilots who have seen UAPs and are now coming forward and reporting them. This is what he said about that 2023 incident.
Now, just before we get into that, obviously, drones the size of cars are pretty substantial, right? Because that is one hell of a drone. You would need one hell of a propulsion system to get that thing up in the air, if it is a drone at all. And obviously, drones, as we know them, are, little handheld sized devices, probably no bigger than, I don't know, sometimes they're no bigger than a phone. So to have a 20-foot drone just hovering over an Air Force base so, boldly is one hell of an instance. And also, what's interesting is when they tried to take these things down, through some research that I've done, when they tried to take these things down, they weren't able to. Like, this thing literally evaded, I suppose, capture. It's, very interesting details that they've chosen to miss out here.
We are seeing these objects blinking with white lights, not in the strobe pattern that one would expect due to FAA regulations, but patterns that don't seem to meet anything that I'm aware of. Additionally, the objects apparently have been lit up, the large number of them, while they're operating over the base itself. So it did not appear, at least from the information I've received, that these objects were trying to conceal their location or their presence.
I've talked to a number of senators who still say they are not sure what these are. They speculate one reason or another. We reached out to the Pentagon today for extra clarification. So far, have not heard from them.
All right, Joe Khalil live for us there in Washington. Joe, thank you.
There you go. So now we're going to move over to a brand new YouTube video that dropped yesterday at the time of recording of from Vetted, the YouTube channel. Now, if you haven't followed Vetted or you're not subscribed to him, highly recommend that you do, because he is a fantastic YouTuber. He really keeps on top of all of this stuff. But he dropped a video titled "New Video Shows UFO Hovering Near Langley Air Force Base." Now, we're going to skip through the kind of Patrick talking to begin with, because we know the context of the situation. But I really want to get into the nooks and cranny of the video itself.
UFO video, and then we'll dig in further.
They started off down there. They've just been chilling there. There's like a blue light, there's a white light, there are red lights, green lights. A string of fucking Christmas tree lights. But it's at an angle. It's wild. Over Plumtree.
It's definitely
The bay's
interesting.
over there. We're out here fishing. Sunday, October 13th, 9 p.m.
Now, you've got to wonder what these things could possibly be, right? Because obviously we've got blinking. These three lights here, so like one in the middle and the one on either side, seem consistently on. But then these ones in the middle seem to be blinking on and off. So is this one, entity? Or is this a string of multiple things? That's what's that's what the big question is.
Sunday, October 13th, 9 p.m.
Now, that is an interesting video, right?
For sure.
Different colored lights. Kind of looks like Christmas tree lights of some sort, right? And again, just taken this recently, right? And specifically, this video was taken right here, right? And you can also see on the map how close this is to Langley, Virginia.
Yeah, so,
Now,
we've obviously got Langley, which was no more than, a couple of miles away.
The gentleman's name who uploaded this is Matt Whalen. And I'll put a link in the description so you can go watch the full UFO video on his YouTube channel. Now, I did see this post originally on Reddit. That's how I got to it. So I'll put a link to that too if you want to go check out that post and maybe get some more details. In some cases, motherships have been reported, according to Mellon, who also managed security and information operations for part of his time at the Pentagon. These motherships, Mellon clarified, were extremely fast, larger vehicles that have been observed collecting or releasing swarm of smaller craft.
Now, that's something that I wanted to include within this video, because obviously we've got the alleged swarm that News Nation covered in their video, talking about the incident over Langley. And then we've got this, which did look like, obviously, like that string of potential, that could be the mothercraft, as described, or it could be a swarm of microcraft. We don't actually know. But piecing everything together, it makes you wonder what is actually going on here. So I pose it to you guys. What do you think? What is going on over Langley Air Force Base? Is this something real world? Like, is this a, is this one government to another trying to spy? Or Is this something more extraterrestrial? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.